welcome to my Meet the Horses vlog. There's one. So 6 months into starting YouTube, I thought it's about time I actually tell you a bit about my horses. It's also a very requested video, so I'm finally getting around to doing it. I've got the essentials, I've got a bag of carrots, they talk to me, and a forelock brush, because that's the only bit that needs to be cleaned, is their face. Oh, Lara, we are doing you first, so you can have some. So yeah, I've sort of like put off doing this video for a while because the thought of editing a 40-minute video of me talking by myself makes me feel a bit sick, but here we are, we're gonna give it a go. So yeah, I'm just gonna set the tripod up, sorry Lara, that's there, already set up, and then just go through, tell you a bit about everyone. I'm gonna do the 5 horses that are in work now. So Lara, Aoife, Bear, Jam and Dee. Had to look at them to remember their names then. And then I'm going to do the youngsters in a separate video because otherwise it'd be so long. But yeah, I have 9 horses in total, ranging from 1 to 28. So quite a range of ponies. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I don't know how to do this kind of thing. I did a thing on Instagram of what people want to see. So I've looked at that. And I'll just go over that. We'll go through their breeding, their history, what I've done with them, what I plan to do with them. Just all of that. That's a finger, not a carrot. And also, I thought I'd tell you a bit about me, just a tiny bit, because that's the most boring bit. So I'm 22, just finished uni at Liverpool. I did human geography, for those of you that are interested. It's a cool subject, very relevant, so I did actually really enjoy it. What else? I've been riding since I was 3.5. I first started riding. I got on my friend's ponies to go after school. Barney, his name was. So I did that for like 6 months. And then when I was 4, like just over 4, Mum and Dad bought Barney for me. So I had Barney for 6 months and then we sold him. Hi, Bear. And we got a little pony called Tuna. And then it went on from there. I've been really lucky and had loads of ponies when I was a kid, like some on loan, some we bought, and then some we bought to sell on. That's always been my sort of thing, like mine and Mum's thing. We like buying youngsters and producing them. So I did that from, I think I got my first youngster when I was like, how old was I? Probably like 10. Mum and I bought 2 unbroken New Forests. So yeah, I've ridden all my life, did all the pony club things, and started BE, started eventing. I only competed up to 100. I attempted to do a 100 plus with you once, and I retired in the show jumping because Lara tied up because there was a storm. So yeah, I've only gone up to 100. I would like to do novice and 1 star and maybe 2 star. Now it's changed, but that's sort of, I've no intentions of going up the levels, as it were, because I'm just not really brave enough, and I just love producing them up to that level. So that's sort of what I do. There was something else I wanted to say, but I can't remember what it was. Okay, this is it. So loads of people ask me how I got to work with the brands I do. So Pure Feed, you'll see there. Sorry to show you my bum, other side. And also Shires. So basically, I qualified for badminton grassroots last October. And I've always wanted to have sponsorship or like be a brand ambassador or something. But I always would enter the competitions that you see on Facebook and stuff, but I'd never win them. Like I'd always try entering them. And I was so sick of entering those competitions and getting nowhere. Like I'd never even get to like a finalist or anything. So then after qualifying for badminton, I was like, right, I'm in a good position now. Like I'm quite attractive, as it were, to brands because I'm going somewhere interesting. So basically, I just emailed every single brand that I use on a regular basis. So like bedding, feed, obviously Shires was such an obvious one because I have so many Shires products. Like literally anything I could think of, like I was turning over my water buckets, being like, like I use those water buckets, and emailing that company. So yeah, I sent out probably nearly 50 emails. Heard back from a few people. Basically being like, no, sorry, but thanks for getting in contact. Didn't hear back from the majority of people. And then Shires and Pure got back to me, and that's like, it went from there really. Like, I'd then send them more stuff about me. Shires came out to meet me twice and meet the horses. But yeah, I can go into that in another vlog if people are interested. So comment below if you want me to like go into what I said and everything like that. But yeah, that's just how I did it. Like, I didn't want to be in the dark around it. Like, they didn't approach me, I fully approached them. But I'm really happy I did it because I've got 2 amazing brands to work with. I'm a supported rider for Pure and a brand ambassador for Shires. But yeah, it was just a really good thing to do. I'd highly recommend, if people are looking, to just like bite the bullet and email them yourself. Like, you do get rejected a lot, but it was really good. I'm so glad I did it. Everyone is weeing. Stop it. Anyway, that's enough about me. I'm gonna start with Lara. I'm gonna do it in the order of how long I've had them. So Lara D, Bear, Jam, Aoife. I hope you'll still here at the end because it could get very boring, but good luck. Right, there's been a bit of a change of plan. So basically, I filmed this all the other day, as you'll have seen from the previous intro where I'm wearing different clothes, and I've actually got makeup on and my hair's tied up and I've made an effort. But yeah, I filmed it and I basically was starting to edit it and it was just so boring, like it was so long. It was just really, it was really rubbish. So I thought I'm gonna refilm it, do it a bit more snappy, and then we'll see how this one works. You may well see me in a different outfit at some point in this vlog or in another vlog because I ditched this, but whatever, we'll see. One funny thing did happen, and that was me getting smacked in the face with the bag of carrots. So I'm just gonna let you see that quickly. Let's move it like that. Oh my God. I hope you all enjoyed that. I'll have put it in slow motion as well, so you get to really see me get smacked in the face. But I'm gonna go grab some treats because Lara's already sick of the sound of my voice, and then we're gonna go. We're gonna get this done. You're gonna meet my horses, and I'm gonna do it properly and not be boring. Also, I'm just gonna do Lara, Bear, D in one vlog, Aoife, Ace, Jam the other, and then the 3 babies, because I feel that's better. 3, 3, 3. Okay, cool. Break. Oh, you're excited because I've got treats. Oh, yeah. Okay, right, let's make this less boring, Lara. So quick fire. This is Lara. She's 13 now. Your show name's Miss Lara. She's Irish sports horse, about 16 hands, but you've got a bit of a high with her, so sort of rides more 15.3. Did I say you're breeding? She's got no breeding. Her parents in her passport are unknown. So that's great, but I'm guessing something cobby, maybe thoroughbred because you've got flat feet, but that's all we really know. That's all we've got to go on. So yeah, we got you as a 5-year-old. So we've had you like 8 years. 8 years. We brought her to sell on, of course. That's what I do with all of mine, I never sell them. So yeah, it was a bit weird. Like at the time I didn't have anything to ride. I think I was just riding for someone else. It's like I was horseless because my other little Connie had done a suspensory. So I was just hacking out someone else's horse, and it was just before the hunt were going round. And the pony club lady stopped me and was like, "Oh, is this your new horse?" I was like, "No, still haven't got one." Still just like, I'm looking for anything at this point. I just want something to do a bit with over the winter, maybe a bit of hunting, and then sell on if I don't like it. So she said, "Oh, funny you should say that. Some people in the pony club who were sort of big when I was little," that's such a weird way of saying it, but basically grown up, they've gone off and started their own eventing/dressage yard. Really lovely couple, really, really, really good riders. Yeah, so they had Lara in. They didn't own her, but they were selling her for someone in Wales, because they were struggling to sell her in Wales. I think they were in a bad location or something, in the middle of nowhere, something like that. So yeah, so they've got a coloured mare in that they're looking to sell. It's out hunting. She goes, "It's got a really ugly one side of its face, but you could just work your magic on it and then sell it in a few months." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, like whatever." So we hopped in the car when I got back and went to follow the hunt. Saw Lara we watched her trot across the road. She's about to jump a hedge. I was like, yeah, like come on, it's like a good 3-foot hedge. Like, let's see if this is a cross-country horse. Trots, canter, slams the brakes on. I was just like, okay. So she went through the gateway, watch her at the next hedge across the field, same thing happens again. And we were like, it's not much of a jumper, but then she did come round and jump it the second time. So anyway, we were like, oh, whatever, like, we'll go and have a look at her. She was sweet. We liked your face, Lara, even if it's a bit goofy. Show them your face. Look, this is the ugly side. Ugly. I don't think it's ugly. And this is your pretty brown side. There we go. So yeah, we went to go and see her. She was really, really, really sweet, but just a bit useless. I mean, bearing in mind these two people, so the girl rode her. She's such a good ride. Like, she events at like intermediate level, maybe higher. Well, I think probably higher. And she was having these like 8 centimetre fences down with Lara, and we were like, oh, and she was like, look, she's just a bit poly. She's 5. She doesn't really know where her feet are. So we were like, oh, okay. Like, she had done 2 B90s with her other owners, but yeah, no, I think you completed, hadn't you? But I don't think they were great. But clear cross country. So then I got on her and had even more poles down, obviously. There, got the jacket on the floor. So we were like, oh, like not really sure about this one. They were like, look, come down to their little cross-country course at the bottom of their sort of fields. They'd come and like pop her over some of those fences. Bearing in mind it was like December. So we were like, okay. So I was a bit worried, like taking this 5-year-old down in the bog to jump some like proper old-fashioned fences. You know, like a farmer's built them and they're like that, made out of sleepers, and it's just terrifying. So anyway, whiz her around this field, and I was like, okay, like, come on, be brave, Meg. And start popping these fences, and she was insane. Like, she's such a cross-country machine. And I was like, whoa, like, hang on, I really like this mare now. Like, she gave me such a good feel, like she was leaping on and off these massive banks. I was like, wow, okay, very bold. So we liked her, but we were a bit humming and hawing still, because she had a lot of work to do. Her flat wasn't really there at all. So we went away and we were like, well, we can't afford what they're asking for her anyway. So we put an offer to her actual owners that was under the asking price, and we sort of thought, well, they're not going to accept that, and then it's probably best of both because we're not 100% sure on her. But lo and behold, they accepted our offer, didn't they? And then, so at that point we were like, oh, do we actually want this horse? I don't think we do. So we were like, right, we'll get her 5-stage vetted, because she'll never pass that. But you flew through that with flying colours, and yeah, about a week later, after seeing you out hunting, you were at our yard, weren't you? She came off, they brought her in their massive eventing lorry, so we had to unload her on the road because it wouldn't fit in the yard. She came off with one clipped leg. We were like, what is going on? And he was like, you can't clip her legs, but other than that, she's grand. So that was the story of how you arrived at our yard. And then what did we do that first season? I think I took her up to 100 that season because she turned 6 in the spring. And we did some hundreds, not particularly well. My record was pretty shocking if you go and have a look at it. Like, very high dressage, always had show jumps down, but always clear cross country. And that is something I can say about you, Donks. You've never, ever, ever, touch wood, had a cross country fault. She's mega. She's amazing. So yeah, we did some hundreds, did the under 18 things, didn't we? We got selected to go to Wellington for the under 18s, like as part of a team. But then there was a horrible storm and you end up tying up in the lorry, didn't you, baby? So we had to retire in the show jumping, she wasn't right. So yeah, babbled about, done quite a lot of eventing. You were like my main event horse for a while, weren't you? And then we started having lameness issues with her. So like she'd always, at the end of a season, just go a bit niggly. So this happened like, I think it was like 2 or 3 seasons in a row. And it was just so heartbreaking because I'd do all the fitting work. Like one season she did one event, she did 190 and then she went lame. And she was getting these regional final qualifications and I could never do them because they're at the end of the season and she was lame. So yeah, oh, I've got hair in my mouth, sorry about that. So when I went to uni, we thought we'll put her in foal because she'd gone niggly lame again. The vet was like, oh, you know, it was always like the kind of thing like, she's not done anything, she's not got a hole, she's not got a tear, she's just a bit not right, she needs a month off and she needs a month of walking and like, just that, and by the time you've done all the walking, you're at the end of the season. So we thought we'll put her in foal, give her a good break. So we chose a lovely stallion for you. This is like another story. Basically chose a really nice stallion who we know the lady of, but he only does 8. And then we had a disaster getting a foal. She didn't take first time, and then the second time, the vets refused to have her because it was a bank holiday, and we were like, you asked us to put her in season because we were using these hormones to put her in season. So anyway, eventually we just thought, no, we're going to find a stallion that will do it naturally. So that's how we found Astral 53. You'll have seen him on my Instagram because I put him up recently. Such a nice stallion and such lovely people that have him, and they were so amazing. They just took Lara for us, had her at their yard. Yeah, did all the non-PG stuff. And then you had a baby, didn't you? So you had Ari 2 years ago, lovely coloured colt, so gorgeous, but you'll see him in the other Meet the Horses vlog. And then brought you back into work last summer. She was an amazing mum also, better put that in, hey? Stroke that ego of yours. Yeah, brought her back last summer, did a couple of events. You won an unaffiliated, didn't you? Then you got a third at Howick, that was called Monmouth then. Confusing. Filming a vlog. Yeah, then we got her all ready for this season. Week before Aston, she went lame again, didn't you? Classic, sensing a bit of a pattern with Lara. So then, because I was going to Canada and we had badminton, we just sort of wrote her off and just let her have a bit of time, took her shoes off, put her in the field. And then we were thinking maybe we'll have another baby out of her. So we took her to the vets to have x-rays to make sure like these lameness issues weren't going to be hereditary. And we were trotting her up, because we had only seen her out in the field with no shoes and we just assumed she was still lame, and we were trotting her up and they were like, your horse isn't lame. Bit embarrassing. But they still x-rayed her because we were like, well, she definitely has been. But x-rayed her, all clean x-rays. So then we were like, well, no baby for you, you can come back into work. So that's where she's at now. We just brought her back in like the last 10 days, week, 10 days. So yeah, you're hacking out. So that's Lara's like history. So in terms of the future with her, I would love to keep eventing her. I'd really like to get to badminton because, like I said, she's an absolute machine cross country. So I just think she'd eat up that course. Like, I'd love to get there 100 really. But she is still a bit poly. Like, we've always just struggled with that. So I think it would make it a bit more difficult to qualify because she can do a really nice test, but then obviously having a pole just completely writes you off qualifying pretty much. So that's what I'd love to do. I'd also love to take her up to 1 start. But I don't want to push her if it's, you know, if she's got these tendencies to go a bit lame, taking her up a level might not be the smartest thing to do. So it's very much play it by ear with her. I don't like to put too much or make too many plans with you in case you go lame, because it's so heartbreaking. So we just take it as it comes, don't we? Oh God, she is incredibly sharp. You would not believe it because, like, you know, you look at her and you don't think she's a sharp horse, but oh my goodness. I've never fallen off a horse more times than I've fallen off Lara, and I think I can hand on heart say every horse I've ridden, and I've ridden for like an Irish dealer who used to get things sent over from Ireland, she's definitely in my top 3 sharpest horses. It's always you're cantering, and normally out hacking, you'll be cantering along and she just puts her head between her legs, screeches to a halt, so like stops and then canters off and just broncs like but until you come off, like she will not stop. One time she did it to me out hacking, so when I brought her back into work after Ari, she did it along this canter strip and I was like, yeah, whatever, shock them on the floor again. But it really hurt, so I was just lying there for a minute and she was just stood watching me and she waited till I looked up. I looked up like that at her and was like, oh. And as soon as she saw I was like alive, she just cantered off, went back home. But like, she was stood there for a solid minute just to be like, ooh, I haven't killed you this time, have I? But yeah, that's your naughty bit. She's just quite cold-backed and yeah, she's just one of those horses, she's got to be in a routine. If you change your routine, you're just asking for it, basically. But she has been amazing. Like, we'll never sell her because I don't know if we could sell her. Firstly, I don't think anyone would buy you. But she's also just, she's so sweet. She's such a sweet horse, and she's taught me those. Like, she's been one of those horses that's taught me that you can't just, I don't know how to word it without sounding weird, but you know, like, you can't bully her into doing anything. It's got to be done correctly, otherwise she won't do it. And like, if you hammer into a fence on a rubbish line, she'll stop, and then she probably won't jump it a second time because she'll be so cross with you. So she's been amazing for my riding, because you can't force it. It's got to be done properly. She's got to be feeling supple. So yeah, for that I owe her a lot, because it's taught me how to get along with lots of different horses, and how to do youngsters, how to do mares. These were quite mary to ride. Oh, there, you want food. Tack-wise, she's just in a comfort bridle. She's got a Steuben bridle. So she's comfort headpiece, and then just a Cavesson noseband, loose ring snaffle. Anyone that knows me will know that all my horses are in Cavesson nosebands. I like their tack to be as simple as possible. So yeah, Cavesson and loose ring snaffle's my go-to. Cross country, you'll either have a Waterford snaffle or a little gag. I did have her in a Micklin bridle a few years ago. It was okay. I wasn't wildly fond of it. But yeah, now I just go, Cavesson, snaffle, and then a gag or Waterford for cross country, because you do get very strong, don't you? You're quite fast. Is that nice? Any other habits? Love biscuits, bourbons, custard creams are your firm favourites, aren't they? Also, she's just really cute at, like, she just stays places. Like, you'll have seen on my Instagram, you can like leave her door wide open and just walk off, and as long as you're like, Lara, stay, like, wait. She just won't move. Like, I've left her for ages before, like I'm going to sort all my tack out in the tack room, and she'll just be here when I get back. You're very sweet, aren't you? What's your nickname? Her nickname's Donkey, which is a bit mean, but I don't know why. I think maybe the ears. Yeah, so she's called Donkey, Donks. I think that's everything. I think it's everything people wanted to know about you. Oh. But yeah, I'm really hoping that this year, now she's come back, I'm going to get her back out eventing, end of the season, and do my regional final with her at Weston Park. Fingers crossed, touch wood, if you're sound, please be sound. And then, yeah, take it from there. But you are definitely staying here, so get used to seeing this face, whether it's eventing or whether it's for the foal. She will be an Elphick for life, won't you, darling? Mwah. Right, I think that's you done. Is there anything else you'd like me to say? Thanks for that, ate my hair. But yeah, next pony. Kiss me. Thank you. Okay, next up it is the princess. That is Dee, or Deirdre as I like to call her, because it annoys her, doesn't it? So you'll all know her because she's a big one on Instagram. You're 15, oh yeah, 51, 52, full Connemara. Who are your parents? I can't remember what her parents are, they're so bad. She's not got any fancy breeding, but the parents are now going to be written below. Bear, let go! Bear is throwing things on the floor. I'm going to show you her floor in a minute. Yeah, full Connemara, you're now 9, aren't you? Again, we bought her to sell. You were 4 turning 5 when we got you. Dee, I know this is your bit of the vlog, but seriously, I think I should be in it as well, just a little bit, yeah? Cool. How many years ago is it? 4 and a bit years ago, coming up for 5 years, we got her. And it was when I was doing my A-levels, and obviously I wanted more on my plate, so we thought, let's get a young horse to produce, and I'll sell her in my gap year before uni. You really are sensing a theme now, right? So we went to some people we know that get a lot of connies over from Ireland. We'd never bought one from them before, but like we knew of them, seen them on Facebook. So we got in contact, we said, what have you got for sale? And they said, oh, we've got 2 lovely connie geldings, they're away in Broken, done a bit of show jumping, really nice. 5 turning 6, we were like, perfect, that is bob on what we want. Said nice, straightforward, simple types. So we get there, have a sit on both these geldings, and as we drive in, Mum and I both looked at Phoebe and went, oh, that's nice. Looking at D, little did we know. Anyway, so ride both these geldings, and they were sweet, but we weren't blown away by them. Probably because they were too nice and too simple and easy. Probably should have bought them, but we didn't. No, I think I was hacking one of them out, and Mum was talking to the manager, if you want to say that. And she was talking about dinner food. She said, "Oh, that's really nice. Like, what's that sort of thing?" And she said, "Oh, that's a mare. Picked her up from Goresbridge a couple of weeks ago. She's not really done anything. It's not broken really. So yeah, once these two geldings have gone, we'll break her and get her going." And Mum was like, "Oh, like, would we just be able to have a look at her? I really like her." So I got back from hacking the gelding, and Mum said, "Oh, we're trying one more." So we bring Dee in, and they were a bit reluctant to show her to us, and we were like, "Oh, I don't know why," because I don't think it had sunk into us how little she had done. So we tacked her up, didn't have any tack, so we just borrowed tack from other ponies. And the girl gets on, like the rider gets on, and she's like a very good rider and very brave and like just amazing with youngsters, like really good at producing them. So I watch her trot round, and I'm like, she looks all right, you know, like Lucy's making her look amazing. Or like, there was me just thinking, she like, you know, there's this lovely calm pony. So then I hopped on, you know, expecting, after watching Lucy ride her around and her being nice and calm and chilled, and I was like, wow, okay, she is very, very baby. So I think Lucy just walked and trotted her, and I just did the same, like walked her over a pole, because she was so green. Do not bite me. Anyway, we were then like, we just loved her. We just loved her personality. So we put in an offer, and they accepted it. Like, they weren't really expecting to sell her, but they were like, yeah, whatever. So I had her vetted, and the vet loved her. Like, this is a vet we really like highly regard and had a lot. And the vet said to us, she was like, "If you don't buy that pony, I am," because I really like her. So we were like, right, okay, let's have her. Like, let's get this 4-year-old that's not done much. Again, this was in the winter. Stupid time to buy a 4-year-old. 4 coming 5, hey? So yeah, then we picked her up, and the owner had written a receipt. On the receipt it said, the buyers are aware that this mare has only been sat on 4 times. And we were like, oh, okay, that is like probably less than we thought, but like they were completely upfront and honest, and we were like, yeah, like we still love her. So we took her home, and yeah, she was difficult. What do you want, Isaac?
See you later. I'm off to Amsterdam.
Oh. This is my brother.
Hello everyone.
So we picked him up as a 5-year-old.
Saying goodbye because I'm going on out of our brother's stag do in Amsterdam.
That I wasn't allowed to go on.
No.
Dee, she's such a flirt. This is classic Dee.
No.
Boy walks in.
Only on camera. Normally she's putting her ears back and trying to bite me. Anyway, see you later.
See ya. Adios. Love you.
Love
Stay
you.
safe.
Will do.
Bye. Where was I? We bring her home, and she's madam. Like, just so sassy. She had this awful habit of, if you try to do anything with her mouth, like if you tried to put her on the bit or anything, she would just stop, put her head up like that, and just walk backwards, back, until you stop pulling. She would not stop walking backwards. She went into nearly through the fence with me in the arena, and I was like, God, I have bitten off more than I can chew with this youngster. Like, I'm obviously doing my exams, and I've got this sassy mare at home. So Mum and I were a bit sort of anxious about the whole thing. Like, she was really naughty. Like, I was getting nervous to ride her. And then, so we contacted the owners again, and we said, look, we're having all these problems, and they were so good about it. Lucy came over, she rode her in the school and hacked her out for me, like, and I rode with her. And she was just really good with Dee, like, she was just really calm, and she helped me out. And she just sort of said, like, you know, you've got to forget about what your sort of goals are for a bit and just go back a few steps, because she is a lot greener than she makes out. So that was really helpful, having Lucy. And then we also sent her away to a couple of event riders, well, an event rider and a show jumper that we know. You went away for 2 weeks, I think, while I went on holiday, and that was really helpful, just having, I think sometimes it's when you hit a bit of a wall with a horse, ow, joking? Don't smack me in the head. Anyway, I just can't catch a break. First I get hit by carrots, then get whacked in the head by you. But yeah, I think when you hit a bit of a wall with a youngster, sometimes it's just really helpful having someone else ride them and have their perspective, and you just need a little bit of a break from them. I need a break from you right now, Dee. So that was really helpful, and I think that was like a turning point for us. And after that, it certainly wasn't plain sailing. Like, she was difficult, but we didn't want to sell her anymore, because like there was a point where we thought we can't even produce her. When did you get there? So anyway, then we started eventing her, I think, because she turned 5 at that point. We started eventing her the following year. She was such a nightmare. I didn't get her out at all when she was 5. So yeah, it was 6. The following spring, we got you out. And she was still a nightmare then. She had this horrible habit of when you turn to a fence, she would shove her head in the air, like run through the bridle and just plough at it, and then normally stop. And I was just getting sick of it, and I just thought, you know what, like, I just want to get you out, and I think you'll concentrate more when you're out, because she was just fed up of training. And I went for a lesson, funnily enough, with the people I bought Lara off of. Highly recommend. Owen Cooper, very much recommend lessons with him. And he actually taught me such a good lesson. So basically, like, she was doing this thing where she charged into fences, and like pony club, you're taught to, when you come around to a fence, if they're charging, you come around in trot, don't you? And then you just let them cancel the last few strides. And I was like, Owen, I've been doing this, and she's just getting worse and worse and worse. And he was like, Meg, horses learn is like very black and white. And he said, all you're telling her is that you go around to a fence slowly, and then you speed up before it. And the penny just dropped. I was like, oh my God, I've done, like, I've been so stupid. Like, I've literally been teaching her to speed up. So instead, we swapped it around. Come around in canter, trot, and then jump the fence and trot. Do you remember that? It's gone straight over your head. But anyway, I was having that lesson, and then I said to Owen at the end of it, I was like, yeah, taking her eventing on the weekend. And he was like, why are you taking that mare eventing? She is not ready. She couldn't pick up her canter leads. She was charging into fences, and I'd only cross-country schooled her once, and I couldn't get her over a ditch. And I was like, Owen, I'm just sick of it. Like, I just need to get her out and see how she is, and see if she's got any potential. And that was just the best thing we could have done for Dee. She just loved it. Like, we went and did off-church unaffiliated. She got a 27 dressage. She just managed to pick, when she was in the test, she just picked up her leads. She just wasn't thinking about being naughty because she was so distracted. And then you were double clear with a few times, and you came 5th. And then that season she went on, she did loads of unaffiliated 80s, and she won 3 in a row. You won the 2-day event at Princethorpe. And she just, like, people have asked me about how to combat ponies not jumping ditches. And she's the only one I've had a real issue with, because honestly, schooling, she would not go over it. Like, she just wouldn't. She was just rearing up and nearly going over backwards. And for some reason, when it was in a course, she just popped it, because she wasn't thinking about this sort of thing she had. She had so much other stuff on her mind. And touch wood, I've never had a problem since with them. So yeah, we did that, and then we E'd you the following year. Took you up to 90 and then 100, and she's just been so good. She's been so consistent. Like, last year, she was double clear at every single event. She had loads of sub-30s. Your dressage is finally coming together a bit, isn't it? Because she doesn't move great. She dishes slightly. Fun fact, don't give up on horses that dish, because they can do well in dressage. She's just a bit shuffly, but your dressage has come on a lot, hasn't it? And then you won a B80, and then this year you won Howick, so that was really exciting. So really her aim is badminton grassroots, 100%, like, that is what I want to do with her. Because she's just mega, I just love riding her, she really looks after me. Like, I just love riding her cross country, because she just sorts it out for you sometimes. Like, if you mess it up, which people do, she's just so cat-like at getting herself over it. So yeah, badminton is 100% the aim with her. We did do 2 regional finals last year, 2 or 3, at 90 and 100, and it was like really, really close every time. But yeah, really close, but didn't make it. One of the dressage tests I went wrong. didn't help. One of them you cantered when you weren't supposed to, and then one of them we missed out on time, I think, which is really annoying. Time for cross country. So yeah, that is your aim, isn't it, darling? So I don't really know, what else do I need to say about you? Habits-wise, she's just an absolute diva. She just thinks the world revolves around her, and it's probably our fault because we've let her think that. But she's just so sweet. I don't know, she does get away with murder a bit. Stop it! You're terrible to bath, like an absolute cow to bath. She'll try and kick you, and you can't wash her head. So we have to bath her with warm water, otherwise it just doesn't happen. Still got her running backwards thing. Like the other day I was making her do 10-metre circles in canter, and when she doesn't feel it, she just tells you to sod off, basically, don't you? So you are quite Mary, but again, she's been great for my riding because she's another one. You can't bully her, you can't force her, you've got to be very tactful with the way you ride her, and when you are, she's really rewarding. And you've always got my back, haven't you? Like, I do love you. So again, D will never be sold. Yeah, Mum and I just love her, and like Mum can hack her out when she's not being naughty. You're not amazing with traffic, are you? You're okay, but sometimes you just use it as an excuse and you canter off down the road. Have you got any other annoying habits other than being piggy? Would you like the nugget? But yeah, she's just cool, and I'm so glad we spotted her in that field and we took a punt on her, because there were so many times when we first bought her that we thought we're sending her to a dealer or we're sending her back, because she was nasty pony, weren't you? But I'm so glad we persevered, and here we are, my little angel. So plans for you, yeah, definitely badminton, hopefully. God, I really want to do badminton, but I've only got one regional final this year. There's Canada and actually going to badminton, and my finals at uni meant I've just not been able to event that much. And then I would love to take her up to 1 star and possibly novice, because she's got all the jump and you've got the brains. But we'll see how it goes. Take it as it comes. Again, you can't make plans with horses, can you? Thank you, Dee. Are you doing the outro for you then? Oh, right. As you can see, she's super polite. Oh, one thing that did happen is when she was going through a horrible phase of galloping at fences, I had a really nasty fall that I'm going to put in here. It's a rubbish clip. I filmed it off a laptop. So yeah, basically that happened because she was starting to gallop into things. So then I had a massive issue with doubles with her. Like, she didn't want to jump doubles for a while, but we just got through that by making them tiny, or like having just the wings as the second part, so she just can't through them. Any other stories? You're just cute, like you just ride her bareback in the garden and stuff like that. Like, you're just sweet, aren't you? We love you. She's got so much personality and character. So yeah, that is Deirdre. Also, one day we're gonna have a foal from her, hopefully, because I just want a little Deirdre baby. But we don't know if we'll keep it full Connie or we'll have a nice like thoroughbred cross Connie. That's what I want, but Mum wants full Connie. But that is a discussion for another day. You've got to finish your career first, haven't you? Independent woman and all. So yeah, on to the final one, which is the little golden pony. What better way to introduce you to Bear than to show you how cross she gets. So this is outside her stable door. So the broom she's knocked over, that was lent up there. That saddle cover was there, and she just picked it up and threw it on the floor. Mum's jacket was hanging on the hook. She's thrown that on the floor. She's also thrown the rope on the floor. Had I left her any longer, the head collar would have also been on the floor, wouldn't it, Bear? She's basically cross because I've been stood with the others feeding them, and she thinks she's hungry, but we're going to get into why that is in just a minute. I'm going to set the tripod up, and then you can have some treats. Good pony. Look how cute this bit on her nose is. Oh, it's so sweet. Right, I'm gonna get some treats. Are you okay? Right, I've cleaned up Bear's mess and I'm ready to start your vlog. So she's probably the one that you guys know the most because you're quite famous on Instagram, aren't you? But yeah, so this is Bear. She's 14-1, little, she's tiny. 14-1 Welsh section D, Your, I didn't say Dee's show name. Dee's show name is Commons Delight. Your show name is Bridgerton Silver Locket. Who are your parents? I'm going to put her parents down here. I do know them, but it's going to take me a minute and I can't be bothered you waiting. So yeah, her parents are written on the screen below now, I believe. You're 9 now. We got you when you were 5, turning 6. So I need to be a bit careful what I say about getting Bear because it's not a great thing to be spreading on the internet. We basically bought her from a dealer who just had her in to sell. I think the dealer literally had her for a week, so it's nothing to do with the dealer, the condition she was in. But she was basically in a very bad condition. She's in a bad way. She was really, really, really thin. And you were really quite ill. You had quite a lot of skin conditions. You had a really bad flu. Lara! Yeah, she was quite ill. So when we got her, she had several courses of antibiotics and we couldn't actually do anything with her. So, yeah, it's one of those things that I try not to talk about too much because I don't want to point blame at anyone, and obviously we don't know what happened, we don't know people's circumstances because we never knew the actual owners, never met them, never managed to get hold of them. I've tried to get hold of them and they've ignored me. So yeah, we don't know her story, we know very little about her history. Her passport showed that she had been through the sales about 8 times or something, and she was 5, so more than once a year. So yeah, we ended up buying her over Facebook, completely unseen, so that's partly why, like I don't know, we probably still would have bought her if we'd seen her, but if we'd known the state of her, because in pictures you couldn't really tell, she was very fluffy, I don't know how it would have played out, but yeah, we basically bought her over Facebook unseen. She was broken, and sold as being a quiet pony, but I think that was due to the condition she was in. But yeah, so that aside, she's basically had a bit of a funny past. She's not, somewhere down the line, I don't know who, no idea who, but somewhere down the line someone's not treated her very well and had made her quite shy, head shy and just sort of sharp and scared of people. So you've had a bit of a tricky beginning, didn't you, sweetheart? But anyway, lo and behold, we ended up with her. Luckily, didn't we? So we got her for not very much money. She arrived in that state, so we didn't do anything with her. And again, it was the classic, well, she's quiet, we'll just take her, have her as a hack. So yeah, she arrived like that. We didn't do anything with her for months because we had to get weight on her. She'd finished her antibiotics. She just had to learn how to be a pony again. And anyone that knows her now will see that we got the weight on quite successfully because we now cannot get it off. She struggles with her weight now. She's always hungry, always thinks she's starving, bless her. She gets really irate about it. She gets really upset if she's without food. But obviously because she's nervous that she's going to get starved again. So it's a tricky one. We try and keep her food down, but at the same time we don't want her to have like mental issues because she thinks she's being starved. So once we put the weight back on her, we clipped her because her coat was in such bad condition. I've already been banged in the head once, I don't want to be banged in the head again. We clipped her out and sorted her skin out, had a lot of washy things, you know, bought special shampoos and all of that, got that all sorted, had you on heaps of turmeric, that really helped, didn't it? So yeah, springtime rolls around, we've got this lovely pony, she's all shiny, she's got loads of weight on, she's feeling amazing, she's not got an ounce of flu in her because she's had so many antibiotics, she's had her feet trimmed, you know, she's feeling great. And so we think, right, when was this? We got her November time, so it probably wasn't quite spring, but definitely after Christmas sort of time. So yeah, we had sort of tried getting on her before, but we just ended up, like we'd sat on her a bit, got a few pictures, but we just thought, no, the pony needs a proper break. So then, yeah, we try and start again properly a bit later on. And put her on the lunge, thinking, right, ready to put on our lovely hack. She'll be quiet as a mouse. And she is wild, like full-on feral. as you can see, headbutting me. She just turns herself inside out, like next level crazy, and we were just like, oh, okay, like maybe we'll lunch her for a few more days before we get on her. So this went on for a while, and she was just mad. Like, you'd bring her into the school and she would just rear up as soon as you shut the gate. Just crazy, just not happy. What did we do? We did a tiny bit, like I'd get on her a bit, and she never had me off, but I was always very careful not to do anything with her that was gonna make her go crazy, because I knew I would come off, like she would have got me off hands down. So we did a little bit with her. Again, we were a bit like what have we bought? We actually tried to sell her to Ireland. We had a lady that wanted to buy her unseen for breeding, because she was good breeding, because we were like, there's no way this pony can be ridden. She was about to go to Ireland, and the woman then decided she wouldn't have her because of these skin conditions that we were still clearing up. So that is such a blessing. Can you imagine if we'd sold her to Ireland for like, it was for like what we'd paid for her, because she wasn't worth anything. And then we sent her to the same people that had D. Again, she went for 2 weeks. If people want to know who these people are for recommendations, you're more than welcome to DM me. I'm just not going to say it on the vlog because I don't know if they want me to, but if you want recommendations, feel free to ask me. Same goes for like people I bought them off and all that. So yeah, we sent her there again for 2 weeks just to get her started. Bearing in mind this is an event rider, like really to a very high level. He didn't want to ride her really because she was that crazy. Like, it's not because he wasn't doing his job, it was to try and keep his life intact. So we'd go and see her, and by the end of the 2 weeks, maybe it was 3 weeks, he'd got back on her just, but was lunging her before, and then she'd be led round with him on. So it was really helpful having her sent away again, but not as helpful it was for Dee, if you know what I mean. Like, Dee sort of knuckled down a bit, but Bear just was still mad. So we just persevered for a while, mainly because we couldn't sell her. Like, who was going to buy a pony that was that dangerous to ride? Like, no one was. So we just had to keep going. And then eventually I started trying to jump her. Like, you've seen how Bear jumps, you can imagine how she first jumped when she was being introduced to it, like, just crazy. Over a pole on the floor. Like, she wouldn't go near most things. I remember I tried with these little duck fillers, could not get her over them, and I was like, Mum, this pony's not going to jump, she's never going to jump. And then we just kept going, and eventually it started to come. Like, she was still really, really sharp and still quite naughty. Because we couldn't sell her, I was like, well, we've just got to, you know, train her like we would one of our ones that we're producing to event. And then we got to the stage that she was kind of ready to go out to do an event. So we went and did a little 80. Where did we go first? Can you stop that? Can you stop it? We went to Solihull, and oh my God, you did the worst dressage test I've ever seen. She goes into the arena, and you know, you go into a dressage arena and there's a gap for the whiteboards for you to get in. Bear doesn't think the gap's big enough for her, so she trots down and she just goes boom, just leaps into the arena, like way to make an entrance. She did this consecutively at the following events as well. So leaps in, obviously like scrabbles on the floor, like she lands like that. And then I'm like, right, we've got a centre line now, but we're like, by the time we're on the centre line, we're in the middle of the arena. Then we wouldn't go near the judge's car, so we just kind of turn at X. And then she's just, yeah, she was just mad, just so spooky. And then I eventually managed to somewhere get near G and halt and do a form of salute, you know, quickly hand off the rein because I don't want to take it off for too long. And then I walk on a little pat, okay, walk out, and the judge came out of her car and she just goes, oh, nice pony. She's got a sense of humour, hasn't she? And I was like, yeah, like that's a nice way of putting it. But then she did do a double clear at that event. Yeah, you can picture in your own minds how high she was jumping and how messy the jumping was, but it was double clear. So went on, did a few more 80s. The dressage was always terrible because she was so spooky. You know, she was going nicely, but she was just spooking, which ruined every movement. Stop asking for food now, come on. And yeah, we did have a couple of, you did have a stop at one place because she was spooking at ducks. That was at Aston, you'd have stopped because you were spooking the ducks. Just every problem we had was because of her spookiness, and that does still continue now. Like, that's what happened at Badminton, obviously. So she is still a very difficult ride. She's by no means easy. But we just persevered with you, and we joined you to BE last year, so that was only our first BE season. And she was so, like, her dressage, once she stopped spooking, is amazing. She's so nice on the flat. So yeah, you had some really low 20s, didn't you? And you should have won at Ascot, but I missed out a fence, so we got eliminated instead of winning. Hey! No. And then, yeah. Last season was just weird, like there were so many events that she should have won kind of thing, but stuff happened, like she'd have a pole, or like the ground was bad at Mortimer, like she did 22 dressage and the ground was awful and she slipped into fences, show jumping, so I withdrew her. So it was one of those seasons that I kept thinking like, oh, like today's gonna be the day that she wins, but she didn't. But then off church, it was the last chance you have to get a regional final, because you have to get it in June. She did a really nice double clear with the 25 dressage, I think, and she should have won, but she got time, but she did come second, so we got a regional final. So then we take her to Weston to his regional final in October, and we're just like, why are we here? Like, I dragged this 14-1 fat pony off the lorry, look around, and there's all these like warm bloods and thoroughbreds like strutting around, and I'm like, oh, why have I bought this little hairy pony? Like, I'm gonna get laughed at, like no one's gonna take me seriously. Going to dressage, she does a really sweet test, but I was so, you know, when you're watching people around you warming up amazing, I was watching them so much, so I was like, oh, like it was a nice test for Bear, but like the judges are gonna hate it, like they're not gonna like that. So did look at the score, and then went into show jumping, and you were spooky, weren't you, but not awful. And she did a clear. Bear, can you stop, hun? So yeah, she did a clear around there, and I was like, oh, like okay, like we're going around the cross country. Bear in mind it's a 90, the cross country was 6 minutes long, and her legs are like this long. So I was like, well, we're never going to get inside the time. So I was like, come on, like cantering around the whole way, like there's these other thoroughbreds just like that, like finding the time easy. But there's me, like, come on, like a really tricky cross-country course, definitely the trickiest she's ever done. And then we get back to the lorry, and no, not get back to the lorry, sorry, cantering round, and I go through the finish line, and I just heard in the loudspeaker, like, I think that's Megan into first place. And I just like, oh, I'm nearly cried now. I just had that feeling where like your whole, like it's like an out of body sensation, and I just burst into tears cantering her through this finish line. Because I was just like, oh my God, like this pony that was like pretty much looking like she was going to go for me has just gone double clear. I then found out my dressage was 27. And she led the whole thing. She went double clear inside the time, and she won it. And it was just so, like, I was just so proud of her. I've never had quite that feeling before, and I don't know if I'll get it again, because I just had it was just because it was Bear. It was because like so many people had given up on her and sent her back to the sales, and it was just, I don't know, it was just one of those things I just couldn't believe it. And I just cried my eyes out, didn't I? You were embarrassed. So yeah, she won that. We had a stressful winter, trying to get ready for badminton, trying to get you fit and thin. And then I went to Canada 2 weeks before badminton, which was amazing, but it wasn't good prep, so I think that's partly where I went wrong. So then we go to badminton, and you all know how that ends. Just go and look at the badminton vlog. But it was still amazing to actually be there. Such an experience. Enjoyed every second of it, apart from falling off. That was the 10 minutes I didn't enjoy. Walking back to the lorry, crying and trying to put on a brave face. So many people came up to me like, "Oh, you're going so well." I was like, "Thanks." So I could get out, wasn't it? So yeah, she's just a really cool pony. I don't know, everyone's like, oh, she owes you so much, but like honestly I owe her so much. Like, she got me to badminton. I'd wanted to do that since it started, like however long it's been going, 8 years or something. And lo and behold, the little semi-rescue pony that we bought cheap as chips was the one that took me there. So in terms of plans for Bear now, obviously she's not had a run since badminton, she's going to off church. And I feel like there's definitely some confidence to be built back up. She definitely lost some. She just got, I think a lot of the atmosphere and the pressure leading up to it got to both of us. But definitely for her, it just made her quite nervy and she was just worried at events. So you've not had a great season this year. So I just want to do some more events, so I want to make sure she's happy. If she got a regional final, that's metal, wood. If she got a regional final at off church, I would do it. I'd probably go to Hom to do it, and then if she qualified, obviously I'd take her again. If she doesn't, I probably will look at selling her towards the end of this season. But I can't say, like so many people ask me when I'm going to sell her because they want her. Stop it. And hand on heart, I can't say when, like it's just going to be one of those things that when the time's right, I'll do it, but I don't know when that time is. She's not, you know, she needs more work. She needs to build her confidence back up again. She's not ready to be ridden by a child again yet. So I'm just going to keep working on her and see how it goes. So that is, for all the people asking when I'm selling Bear, I'm afraid that is the very vague answer that you were not looking for. So yeah, that is you, isn't it? Habits-wise, obsessed with food, as you can see by her trying to, you know, knock me out in order to get food. Spookiness, so spooky. Like every time I take her to jump, it's like she's never jumped before. I don't do a lot of jumping at home, but we'll discuss that in another vlog. But yeah, so that's another thing. But you are just dead sweet, aren't you? You're a very nice person. She's got a really cute whinny. She always says hello to people, which I love. Obviously you're done, which is the best colour ever. Have you got anything else to add about you, Bear Bear? I think she probably would go and do pony trials, so that is, you know, I do want to sell her as a pony trials pony because I want someone to have this amazing pony, because I would have done ridiculous things to have had a pony like this when I was that age and had the opportunity to go pony trials. So, don't. Is that everything, Teddy Bear? Oh yeah. She came to us and she was called Sylvie, but it just didn't suit her for some reason, but we like sort of called her that for a while, and then it turned into Sylvie Bear, and then it just turned into Bear, and it just stuck. For some reason it just suits her, even though it's like a boy's name a bit, because I know quite a few boy horses called Bear. So yeah, we call her Bear, but then call her Teddy sometimes, or Teddy Bear. Or Fatty. Fatty's what your main name is. Do you have anything else to say to the lovely people? She is attacking me. Do you have any other funny stories? I've not fallen off Bear. Badminton. Before badminton, I hadn't fallen off Bear. I was just racking my brain like, have I fallen off her? Yes, Meg, you've fallen off her at the biggest event you've ever done. Congratulations. What an idiot. Stop it. That was the first time I've ever fallen off Bear, and also the first time I've fallen off at an event. So it was a cracking time to do it. But yeah, that is you. You're so weird. She's doing her first elementary tomorrow as well, so I'm hoping that goes well. I think that's everything about you, Bear. That's your history and everything, isn't it? So yeah, don't get cross with me. So that is the first vlog of Meet My Horses. There's going to be 3 parts. This is part 1. Is that the brownie thing? Is that the brownie? Am I doing the brownie promise when I'm saying that? Oh, I don't know. I never went to brownies, didn't have time. I'm going to put this vlog out before I film the other parts. Do you mind? And then you guys can just let me know if it's the kind of thing you were after and what you'd like, you know, if you want me to do anything differently in the next ones, and then I'll film the other ones, because it's just, yeah, I don't know if I'm doing it right, and I don't know if it's fun to watch. So if we put this out and you all hate it, I'll do something different for part 2 and 3. I'm going to go and hack Lara out, and then Aoife is going to her first dressage competition, so you'll be seeing this face again in these clothes for the other bit of the vlog. Bear, do you want to say goodbye? Say bye, Bear! Mwah. Okay, thanks for watching. Comment below if you liked it, if you didn't like it, and what other things you'd like to see. Oh, I didn't say the tack. Right, the tack. D, it's boring because D and Bear both have a cavesson, loose ring, snaffle bridle. D wears the Devaku, Bear wears the keep saddle. That's your saddle and bridle, isn't it? Bear actually has the cheapest bridle ever. I bought it when we first produced her for 20 quid, 10 quid, 10, 20 quid, something like that. I always meant to replace it, but I haven't. Okay, so that's the vlog. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, tell me what you think and what you'd like to see in the next one. And yeah, I hope you liked learning a bit about me and the first 3 ponies.